Hi, everybody. I love maps, and I know exactly where my love of maps came from. When I was in about fifth grade, my dad went off and fought in the Desert Storm War. And when he came home, one of the priorities that my family made was that we were going to take a family vacation. We decided to head down towards Virginia. We were going to go to Busch Gardens. And I just remember many nights sitting at my kitchen table, and my dad would get out the maps. He had atlases, and he had maps from AAA. And we would look at the routes that we could take from Maine down to Busch Gardens. And I remember looking to see if we could calculate the mileage. We used the scales. We looked at the price of gas to figure out what our gas budget was going to be. We looked at places along the way that we could stop and enjoy. I remember that trip so fondly. If I remember correctly, I think we were trying to spend less than $1,000. And we planned and budgeted for that for a while. I want to show you a couple of things that I really love to do with maps today. So nowadays we have GPS. But recently my family was taking a trip from Maine down to Wilmington, North Carolina to visit friends. And I spent a lot of time looking at my paper maps because I always think, I wonder if GPS is really telling me the best route, especially considering that it often takes you through the big cities. So we followed GPS on the way down. We ran into New York City where we sat in traffic for 3 miles for 90 minutes. On the way home, we decided that we would take a different route. So I spent some time just studying the maps. I looked at different options. I looked at if we could go a little bit further away from the East Coast to try to avoid all of the major cities along the routes. It turned out that we cut a couple of hours off of our whole trip, but GPS wasn't going to send me that way. So one thing that you could do with maps is if you're planning on taking a trip, pull them out. Look at different routes. Find routes that might be a little bit less used. It's often more scenic and more enjoyable. So my daughter and I have done this activity before. When we're looking for something to do and we want to learn about a new place, we get out a map and we find something to throw at it. Today, we're going to use this. It's a little light. I found it laying on my shelf. And what we do is we give it a toss, and wherever it lands, spend some time researching that area. All right, let's see what it says. It says we're in New Mexico, and we landed on Belen, New Mexico. Let's check it out. So here I am on TripAdvisor. I found some restaurants that might be interesting to go to. I went on to the area of the largest attractions. It looks like they have a museum there about their history, a conservation area, a country club, and a place to go skydiving. Imagine that, heading to New Mexico to skydive. So my challenge for you today is to dig out a map. See what you can do, where you can explore. Do a little dreaming even though we're stuck in our houses. See you later.